21 movies from the 80s you need to show your kids.
Right.
Okay?
Sure.
Let's talk about these. We've probably seen most of these. Let's go ahead and start at the top if you don't mind.
Absolutely. We're going to start with The Fox and the Hound.
Okay, why should we make our kids see that one?
Well, because it's an absolute classic. It's got so much heart and story and, is just about anything that came out before or after.
This was one actually when I was...
And because, Rob, I'm a hound dog.
I'm a hound dog. I do love that line. That movie, I did not appreciate as a kid. I don't know if it's because it was a little older. I think it came out like the year before I was born. Anytime my mom showed it to me, I didn't care about it. I watched it as a grown-up probably about 2 years ago, and I loved it.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it tells a great story with some good lessons in there. And yeah, I agree. I'm gonna give a big thumbs up to that one, Kat.
All right.
So we both have seen that one.
How about Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Okay.
Want to know why your kids should see this one?
I do, yes.
It does have a few scenes that could scare really young kids, so just be warned about that. But overall, it's a great movie. It's visually interesting. It's great for the imagination. Every kid at some point imagines themselves interacting with cartoons.
I still do.
And Who Framed Roger Rabbit brought all that to life. Plus, it's the only time you'll ever get to see almost every classic cartoon character interact with one another.
Now, there's a great reason why your kids should see it. It really is like the gathering of the juggalos for cartoon characters.
Oh, God.
All of them just kind of converge into one spot. So yeah, okay, they make a good argument. Sure, I'm going to go ahead and agree with that one. You've seen Roger Rabbit, right?
I have.
Do you think that's one for the kids?
Maybe.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Maybe. How about Back to the Future?
Oh, a big ol' yes.
It's a classic time travel with action, comedy, and sci-fi. It holds up for repeated viewing, and it's even aged well with a certain timelessness.
Sure, this movie is definitely one, especially as a kid, that captured my imagination, and I felt like kind of changed the way I looked at things, and I think that every kid should see this movie. Yeah, I think that's a good call. Especially the second one.
Right. All right. The Muppets Take Manhattan.
By the way, you've seen Back to the Future, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
The Muppets Take Manhattan.
All right. I remember that movie.
Because Muppets. I mean, what more do you need?
It's funny because we've talked about this before. The Muppets, while I was exposed to them quite a bit, they were not my favorites.
They were not necessarily my favorites either. In fact, I'm not sure that I've actually seen The Muppets Take Manhattan.
It's not, I don't remember it being particularly good. I mean, it's an okay kids movie, but like those puppet things weren't my favorite. Like the Muppets, Sesame Street, Fraggle Rock, I hated. Those just weren't my thing really. No,
not really mine either. How about The Great Mouse Detective? I am sure that I've seen this, but it's probably been a million years ago.
I saw this for the first time also about 2 years ago when we started going through our Disney movies and trying to watch them all in order.
Right.
It was on Netflix. I had never seen it up until then. I watched it as a grown-up, so I might not be the best critic, but I didn't love this one. What did they say about this one?
Well, with The Great Mouse Detective, it's equal parts adventure and intrigue, plus... there's one of the characters, Professor Ratigan, is voiced by Vincent Price, and could be one of the best and funniest Disney villains ever created.
Okay, I think they said funnest. I don't think he was a very funny character.
Funnest, yeah.
So, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, it's a Disney movie, sure, why not?
All right, next up.
I think the one must-see Disney movie for kids from the 80s would be Little Mermaid for me.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't
know if that's on this list or not, but let's keep going.
I don't know. Number 6, Explorers.
I don't know what this is.
I don't either. But they say the movie perfectly captures the spirit of being a kid when there's no limits to your imagination. You feel like you can do and create just about anything.
There's like a screenshot from all of these movies, and the screenshot looks cool, but I can't say I'm familiar with the Explorers.
Yeah, I don't know this one either.
What's next?
How about Goonies? If you're wondering why your kids should watch Goonies, let's be honest. Action adventure kids movie. There's probably not a better one than this. It was everything: pirate ships, treasure maps, over-the-top villains, Cyndi Lauper singing the theme song.
That's right. It kind of had like an Indiana Jones feel, but for kids.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a good movie. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you there.
Next up on the list, The Princess Bride. I will admit that I have tried to watch this and fell asleep.
I have not tried to watch it. I don't think it would work with me. I've never seen The Princess Bride. Send me your angry emails to therob@1061evansville.com.
It's my friend Sarah's favorite movie.
A lot of people love the movie.
And we tried to watch it, and I was just so tired. I fell asleep sitting on the couch trying to watch it.
Our webmaster Ashley always gives me crap for never seeing this movie.
Yeah,
and a big starring role is Andre the Giant, and I still haven't seen it.
But it plays on that classic fairy tale feel, and it's got a lot of sharp humor in it, and it's I don't know. I think at some point I probably ought to watch it, and probably you should too.
I'll give it a shot maybe, but I haven't encountered that one yet.
Number 9, The Land Before Time.
Oh my God!
One word. Ducky.
Okay.
No, there's 100 sequels to this movie, but
don't watch those.
The original. That's what your kids need to see. But there is a very emotional scene in it with Littlefoot and Littlefoot's mother,
the mom.
And that'll leave you a hot sobbing mess probably. But
even as a grown up, that might bring you down to tears emotionally.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do one more, and then we'll come back to this.
Ghostbusters, the original first.
Oh yeah,
Ghostbusters, because it's iconic and it's perfect, and it had that effortless blend of humor.
I had the luxury of showing the first one to my girlfriend for the first time.
Really?
Who had never seen it. Yeah. That was one. See, when I was a kid, now the kids growing up today, if you're going to show it to a young person today, won't get the same kind of effect that I had, because when I was a kid, Ghostbusters was very enveloping. It was a movie. It was a cartoon. It was lunchboxes. It was toys.
Everything.
Yeah, it was
an entire franchise of stuff.
Right. It was. Everywhere I looked, I had posters. I had clothing. It was everywhere I looked as a kid. And although now there is a resurgence with the new age Ghostbusters, which was good. This will not have the same impact. But yeah, every kid should see Ghostbusters. It's got some scary elements, but it's not too scary. It's got humor in it, but nothing too adult that the kids couldn't appreciate. I feel that's a great choice.
Sure.